What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. More of a hardcore boxing video, man. Right here, really for the hardcore and the purist fans. Not much of a casual video. Some people gonna like it. Some people not gonna like it. Some people gonna be neutral. Some people gonna be like, oh yeah, I can see where you're coming from in this video. But I believe the WBO and Top Rank are responsible for their both continuous success in boxing. You know, mostly, the WBO. Because without the WBO, Top Rank wouldn't be able to monopolize divisions in boxing. What I mean about monopolizing certain parts of a division. See, they're able to monopolize the WBO rankings in the division because that's the belt they mess with. Oscar De La Hoya too. But the reason I'm going to exclude De La Hoya out of this situation and Golden Boy out of this situation is because they shown the ability to work with other promoters of lately and in the past. They've always been willing to work with other people because after Al Heyman, and Richard Schaefer ran out the contracts of those fighters and made most of them promotional free agents, they had no other choice. They didn't have the fighters. Even the fighters they got back, like Leo Santa Cruz, and Oscar proceeded to make Santa Cruz Rigondeaux, when Santa Cruz had Al Heyman come help him buy him out that contract and get him back over to him. Oscar still, even though he sued Al, they still worked together and made fights happen. Canelo Chavez Jr., Joseph Diaz, Gary Russell. They made other fights happen in the past as well, I believe, too. But without the WBO, Top Rank would have to work with other promoters, and the WBO allows Top Rank not to have to work with other promoters. You look at Lomachenko. At 126, did Lomachenko unify with anybody? I believe he held the WBO belt. I believe it was. I could be wrong. But I believe it was the WBO belt he held. Him and Gary Russell fought for the vacant belt. It went to purse bid. And, Bob allowed Lomachenko to go to Showtime. He got a split decision. He beat Gary Russell. And then did he proceed to try to work it out with PBC and try to unify with somebody else or unify with another promoter? No. He went to 130. Lomachenko. Did he unify with Miguel Burchett? That's not a premier boxing champion. Or I don't think he's a Golden Boy fighter neither. But did they unify with Miguel Burchett? No. He goes to 135 now. Now he wants to unify with Ray Beltran, which he did work with Oscar De La Hoya. But they was trying hard to make it, trying not to make, the Jorge Linares and Lomachenko fight. Saying they didn't want to move it on this, they didn't want to do that. Linares made that fight happen. He put the pressure on Golden Boy for that fight to happen. It wasn't Lomachenko. And at the end of the day, what it boils down to for Top Rank is, for one, they don't want to pay nobody. And the WBO allows them not to have to pay people. They're happy with having Lomachenko represent their belt, or happy that Terrence Crawford represent their belt, or whoever it may be. They're happy. And a lot of the times when you talk about undisputed or unification bouts, the WBO is not even involved in a lot of big unification bouts. I understand Ndongo and Crawford, yeah. But if Ndongo was a guy like Danny Garcia, I'm just saying, I know Danny don't want that Terrence Crawford fight. That fight wouldn't have happened. If Ndongo was a higher upper echelon fighter in the 140-pound division, that fight wouldn't have happened. That unification clash wouldn't have happened. It just so happened that Ndongo had an inferior promoter at the time, and they was able to finesse him and not pay him what he was really worth, or what another top A unified champion would want. The WBO has allowed Top Rank to get away with not working with other promoters. It's basically become the Top Rank belt, the Top Rank ESPN belt. That's what that belt has become. It's the Top Rank belt and the Golden Boy belt in other ranking systems, man. Look at Gilberto Ramirez at 168. He ain't tried to fight shit. He ain't fought nobody since he won that belt. He hasn't fought a fucking soul but a top-ranked guy in Jesse Hart, who wasn't even tested. He wasn't even tested. He fought a whole bunch of nobodies that stepped up to the world championship level. And now he's back to mandatory for that WBO belt. You feel me? That WBO belt, to me, a lot of people get mad when I talk down on it. It's a shitty belt. It's the belt that's hold up boxing. It's the belt that allowed Bob Arum and Top Rank to smoke escape out from working with other promoters. It's not even a prestigious belt. It just like 5 or 10 years ago, I can't remember how many years ago it was, the WBO belt wasn't even needed or required to be the undisputed champion. You need the WBA, WBC, and the IBF. And originally, I think you only needed the two. It was only the WBA and the WBC, I believe. Might have been IBF, but it was you only needed the two. I think it was WBA, WBC. I think Donald Curry only held two. Then Honey got him beaten from the UK. He only held two. Zab Judah, was it Zab Judah and Corey Spinks? They never held the WBO champion at the welterweight division to be undisputed champion. They was undisputed. And people will say, oh, you need all belts. The WBO belt is trash. It's not prestigious. It's been held by some of the top ranks and Golden Boys people for years. And it's allowed for boxing, it's allowed for boxing not to be great. It does. It allows for Top Rank to get away with calling their fights championship fights. And they mandatory or bum fighting the top fighter. And that happens because, Bob Arum don't want to pay nobody. And you say, well, the network pays for the fight. Yeah. The network will say, you know what, we give you $4 million for Crawford and Horn. We get $1 million in Crawford. $1 million in Horn and $3 million in Crawford. Where does that other $1 million go? The other $1 million goes in Bob Arum's pocket. And he takes, $90K out to pay for the whole undercard? That's terrible. He gets his first cut off top. And Bob Arum said he wasn't going in his pocket for nobody. He wasn't spending money for Crawford. He wasn't taking a loss on Crawford versus Gamboa. He made Crawford pay back some of his purse. Because Crawford told Bob, I can sell out in Omaha. Or Lincoln or Nebraska. I can't remember where it was at. I think it was at Omaha. He said, I can sell it out. Bob Arum said, I don't think you can sell it out. Give me $100,000 back, or how much he asked for back. I don't believe you can sell this back. He sold it out. You think Bob Arum gave him his money back? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Told Manny Pacquiao, after all the work Manny Pacquiao made Bob Arum and Top Rank. He told Pacquiao, I'm not paying a dime for you to fight Jeff Horn in the Philippines. That got to come out your pocket. This dude is rich as fuck, right? Years in the game. He won't do shit for none of his fighters outside of the boxing business. He won't get him a dime. What else does he got to buy? What else does he have to buy? Like Floyd said, got all the suits in the world. At 90 fucking years old, what else do you have to buy? He's a selfish, frugal motherfucker, man. I'm sorry to say it that way. He's very, very selfish. He don't care about them fighters. They can't call him like Antonio Tarver called Al when he got arrested for casino debts in Vegas and Al got him out. He can't do that. Bob Arum be like, you just gonna have to fry. He don't care about them fighters. And that WBO belt has allowed Top Rank to get away with a lot. And all these writers that's in Bob Arum's back pocket, they won't speak on it, family. Because Bob Arum is comping them to go to China for, Pacquiao Rios, Zhu Shimin. He's comping them when they come to Vegas. They give them media credentials. That's why you see this biased shit going around, pumping around from all the channels. Biased channels. They want media credentials to get in. It's biasness. Because they know if they don't be biased, they're not gonna get into the fight. They're not gonna get access. And without access, a lot of those guys don't know shit about boxing, so they can't just talk boxing and get numbers. And now they finding out just getting interviews with these fighters, they're not getting the numbers that they used to get. Because these fighters not fighting the best, and a lot of the fans are getting turned off by it. But just one of those videos for me, man. It's TBC and more. Check the links in the description. PayPal link if you want to donate. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's links and usernames in the description. And yeah, don't forget to share the videos, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Y'all know what it is. We out.